Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to focus on building another lithium-ion battery to go with this one. So this was 200 amp hour, these are 200 amp hour. Literally the only difference is they have the threads already put on them, whereas these were sort of nuts and bolts that went into the battery. So that's literally the only difference. Exactly the same size, exactly same size battery. But we are making an upgrade, and I've actually already done the upgrade with my existing battery, and that is, look down there, is a JBD BMS. I used to have the Dali BMS before. This is so much better, so much better. A little bit more complicated, but once you get past that hurdle, I've completely changed this battery. And before, I think we were only getting about 100 amp hour out of it. I believe all the settings which the Dali BMS would read for it were wrong. With this BMS you can change the parameters a lot more, and yeah, I can fully discharge this battery within the safe parameters, don't worry. But yeah, battery so much better. We're now going to have 400 amp hour batteries. But I will be getting rid of the box. This obviously not going to fit in there, so I'm going to build a new box housing for it out of 12mm moisture resistant MDF. And the one thing that I'm going to change with this one is I'm not going to put any insulation around it. So obviously I've messed about with this when it was a lot better, but I had this insulation all the way around the battery on the bottom. From the lithium-ion batteries that I still see people selling, companies selling now, they don't have insulation in them at all. Some come with heaters, which I will be putting a heater in it, but there's never any insulation around the cells themselves. Now the cells can work well in -degree temperatures. Please don't hold me on this, I don't know exactly what the cutoff is, but I feel like you can use it in -5 and it will be fine. It's more the fact of charging it up when it's really cold. We're obviously not going to be worried until we get into winter times, and we plan to spend winter in Scotland, which is going to be exciting. This is nearly like 2 years old now, these cells. These are obviously brand new. This will have its own BMS, so it'll be protected by that. This has its own BMS, it'll be protected with that, and then they will be put into series to give us 200 amp hour. But each block of batteries are protected. I've tried to get all of this out before I just crack on with it, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get in the zone, build this, and then I'll show you it. And I'll obviously try and film as much as I can. So yeah, this is my day. And then once this is done, I'll be cracking on with wiring the electrics and everything inside. So I've got a busy day ahead of me. It's a Sunday, so I'm going to try and get all the cutting out of the way nice and early. But yeah, enjoy. So I'm just currently assembling the battery box and realised I was meant to router this into the board slightly just so it's not proud. I think I might still be able to get my router in there at this point, so yeah, I'm going to router that in now. So I managed to router the bottom of this to allow for the thickness of the heater, or the heat mat. This is our little sensor that's also routed obviously below. I've just put a bit of OB1 in here just to hold the cables tight. This goes on top. I will let that go off before I put that on there. I'll clean that off the heater. I don't want it touching it. It's literally just to hold those cables there. I've got nothing on here. I don't want it to affect the temperature sensor. Yeah, do the wiring, put the plate on, put the middle divider in, and then I can do the top and put the BMSs in. So whilst I'm connecting the heater, I thought I'd take this time to try and explain how the temperature sensor works and why I chose this BMS. This temperature sensor came with the JBD BMS from Fogstar, and it's joined in line with the negative cable. It goes to a negative terminal on the BMS and acts as a switch. So if it's too cold, it will allow current to go to the heat mat, and if it's too hot, it will stop the current, turning the heat mat off. So the best place for this sensor is directly underneath the heat mat for the most accurate reading. The positive cable then goes to a permanent live, which will come from your battery and will complete the circuit. And that's why I chose this BMS, because I can see all the temperature sensors on the app and control it all from my phone. Okay, so this is it. I don't know if you can see, but I've just taken a groove out here for the cable to sit in and come up the corner because there's gaps in the corner. And yeah, that's all flat now, that's all taped there. Same for this. This is the negative for the heat map. This will come up in the opposite corner. And we've got our plate, which is touched a little bit short, so it doesn't interfere with these cables. It should never go near it. And now I'm going to fit this, which is a centre support. But what I'm also going to do is just bring it maybe 5mm just off the heat mat, just to be safe, I guess. At a nerve-wracking point right now. Let me do some explaining. So one thing I've learnt recently that these batteries like is compression. So they have to be compact, really tight, just to stop the cells ever from swelling. If you do that, you get supposedly like 1,000 more cycles out of these batteries, but whether that's true or not, it doesn't matter. I've gone ahead and allowed for it. So yeah, this is tight. Every side is glued apart from this front face. I'm going to keep this one just screwed. But trying to get this center one to line up dead on is pretty nerve-wracking right now. This has been a really fun day. I've really enjoyed building this battery, and it is done. It's done. I need to change the cables. They're not the right length of cables. I need to just go out, buy all the same sort of type of cable and do it really nicely, but it works. So this is it. This is my positive and this is my negative. Obviously all the cables connecting to this is underneath here. I will lift it up in a sec. BMS 1, BMS 2, and both the negatives come to here. I was going to take them back inside and put them underneath, but I think it works well this way. This is for the heat mat. I haven't connected that yet, but there's one Bluetooth module and there's the other one, and underneath is a complete mess, but I will show you it. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, as you can see, those cables in there are far too long and they could be a lot smaller. So yeah, I think tomorrow I'll just go to the merchants and get all the right size cable, even like the right colours as well. This shouldn't be red, this shouldn't be red. Right, good morning. Don't know how many days I've been on this now, because we had a couple of days off, bit of rain, so I couldn't really do anything. So I just did some editing, got a video together, but I've finished the electrics. So I stupidly put the seat back in, but I am super happy with how neat and tidy this all is. I've always wanted to have a nice little setup like this and just never really had the time. And if you're wondering why there's so much room around this inverter, even though you should leave room around your inverters and stuff like that, we're getting a 3000 watt inverter and it's freaking huge, so it takes up the majority of this space. But for the time being, we've just chucked that one back in. And today I just have to sort out this. I don't know why the solar's not liking my batteries. So yeah, a little bit of troubleshooting on that, a bit more cable management, a bit of tidying up. Fitted the existing fire extinguisher sign, which I love, and fitted this like 10-in-1 fire extinguisher. Does electrics, flaming engines and everything like that. Another thing that I've done is this is our big kill switch, so everything turns off now. There'll be absolutely nothing going to the batteries, even solar, DC to DC, everything. The battery is now isolated. And switch it back on. So that's nice. And then this is just the inverter to switch it on. So there we go, it's almost done. I've just installed the 3000 watt Renogy inverter, and did a bit of other cable management. I still will get the, what you call, like, plexiglass to go over all of this, just to stop any dust going in there, which has already started to happen. So yeah, I need to cover that up. Still going to change some of the cables as well, and I think that's about it. Got to put all the fuses and everything in today, get the solar all working. But yeah, I'm very happy with it so far. It needs a good charge now, so it's been in here for like nearly 2 weeks, just with the lights, the fan, nothing really big going on. So it's nearly empty now, so I'm going to give it a good charge today. So I hope you've all enjoyed me messing about with electrics. It's not my forte, but I can do it. It's very stressful, to say the least. My hands are cut to shreds just trying to feed cables everywhere. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and I think the next video will probably be the conversion in the back. We're almost there. We've got a few days left, and then we will be hitting the road and doing a little test run in this. Just sort of going back to our old favourite spots before we head right to the top. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Give a like, give a comment, any questions, and of course a little subscribe does help. And I'll catch you all on the next one. Didn't really think about that, did I?